do you guys think would win? The world's strongest bugs or the deadliest carnivorous plants?
I'm gonna say the plants on this one.
That's where I'm gonna have to disagree. The plants are meant for tiny bugs, not the world's strongest, so I'm going with the world's strongest bugs. Easy peasy.
Make sure you guys comment down below, team plant or team bug, and today we're gonna find out who will win.
Deadliest carnivorous plant. Our first bug is a fully grown locust.
Oh, that is big.
Their powerful
That's big.
back legs are stronger
2.5
than
inches.
iron, which they use to launch themselves away from predators and
they
into
can
the
jump.
air, where they then fly up to 90 miles per
Oh
day.
my God, they can
These
fly.
strong legs
there's a
help it
billion of
escape
them.
from one of the stickiest and slimiest
Ooh,
carnivorous
sticky
plants in the
icky.
world, Patrick the dewy pine. Last week, Patrick here
That's
only
nothing.
caught 3 flies and didn't
God.
even hold on to
he
them.
just got
which is
yeeted
honestly
right in there.
pretty bad for a
Wait, that's
dewy
not fair.
pine. They genuinely do have some of the stickiest dew out of all carnivorous plants.
wait.
But
Oh,
today,
you
he
are so
would earn
cooked.
a massive 5 points per
The more he
bug
moves, the
if he is
stickier it's
able
gonna
to
get.
hold on to them for longer
Hey!
than anyone else.
No.
Oh, he's
Come on.
moving.
Yet, as it turns
What?
out, Patrick's sticky leaves are no match
Oh,
for
he
the
made that look
powerful
easy.
legs of a locust.
He was just hanging out
that
for a minute
doesn't
there.
mean we don't have something that could hold back locusts and even stronger bugs later on. But until then, we have a different sticky plant,
it's gonna
and
get
this
good.
one does something special that could help it catch bugs. You see, the king sundew is the biggest sundew in the world, and if you didn't know it, not only are these long leaves covered in extremely sticky dew, but if they catch a bug, it starts to curl around it and then suffocates
that's
it
pretty
while
awesome.
digesting it alive,
That's
just like an
insane.
octopus does when it catches its prey. Yet,
Bro, how is that even possible? I thought plants like don't move. This thing has entire limbs that wraps around animals. That's actually crazy.
I've never seen a plant like that before in my entire life. It is an octopus plant that has dew that can literally trap bugs.
I don't. How does it even eat it
seems
either?
illegal.
It just like suffocates it, but then how does it actually eat it? Where's its mouth? How does it digest?
It probably has like tiny mouths all around its body, and that's why it like curls it up like a snake and then probably just slowly breaks it down.
This is one of the coolest plants I've ever seen in my life.
But it's no match for the world's strongest bugs. bug.
I don't know about that.
that's only if the bug sits still for long enough.
Look at
And the
that.
thing about locusts is that they're always ready to jump away.
Nice. His glue was
Oh,
doing
Although
it.
the
yeah.
sticky
Oh.
plants
He just
haven't done
dominated that
too well
plant.
with this locust,
Darn it.
that doesn't mean they won't have their chance later on when we get to some of the calmer bugs. But until then, we finally have a plant that might actually catch this locust,
No
darling,
way.
the
Pitcher
cobra
plant?
lily. Now, just
Alright,
so
that's
we're
not
on
even
the
fair.
same page
Go
here,
on in.
I'm making sure these bugs are properly caught by the traps, as this is a strength test. Once they're caught, the bugs can then use whatever special tactics they have to escape, which we will see more of
Oh,
after
bro
the
looks
cobra lily.
confused.
Now, this is
Oh,
because
gosh.
Bro
today's
doesn't know
event
where to go.
is not an attraction test. That
Yeah.
will come in the next few weeks, so make sure to subscribe for that one. However, the thing about a locust this big is that it can't really fit inside of Darling's tube here,
So it can
which
never
means
die.
it's constantly half caught. And although
Yeah,
the
so
lo-
I think that we've seen this plant before somewhere. I forget where, but I think it lures in insects into that tube down there. And so whenever an insect jumps in there, it's actually like a vat of acid, and it like cooks the
What are you
insects
laughing
alive.
about?
But it's kind of funny. Like, gotcha.
That's like an SCP, dude. That's very
It
terrifying.
really is. It's like a real life mini SCP that eats insects.
Yeah.
Luckily for Team Bug, though, this bug too big to get acid in it.
Yeah, he can't even get in there.
Bug.
did stay here for the full 30 minutes. I'm not sure how to count this one when we update the leaderboard,
Tie?
so let me know what you guys think. For now, I'll count
Is
it
he
as a
fully
catch,
stuck
but
in
we
there?
have some
Seems
much
like
more
it.
exciting catches with the locust coming up, especially when we see
Dang.
some of the tactics it can use to escape. You see, locusts are banned for one major reason. They love eating plants.
God.
Not
It just
only
eats
have
it.
they destroyed our Venus flytraps in the past, but they could easily do it to our pitcher plants too, especially
God.
because
No
they
way.
always get chewed up by wasps. So, if the locust's
Whoa, there's a
powerful
wasp
legs
inside it.
aren't strong enough to help it escape from our next two plants, their powerful jaws might be their best way out. That is, if the plant lets them survive for long enough to even try it. But as it turns out, this specific pitcher plant is tough enough to handle this locust.
Uh-oh.
You see, all pitcher plants have waxy walls that make it extremely slippery and difficult for bugs to get a good
So it
grip.
can't back
Perfect
out.
for catching bugs, but not so perfect if you are a giant locust that needs some space to jump out or to use its jaws to escape. And as it turns out, this slippery wall works so well that the locust only slides further down the
my
pitcher,
God.
closer towards those stomach acids. Now, even though we finally have our first completely successful locust catch,
No.
some of the bugs
Aw.
coming up are
This is
better
kinda
I
at
gotta
sad.
admit, like, I know that I technically won that round, but that does seem a little bit unfair because bro literally just shoved him in the tube.
Thank you.
And then he was like, oh, he's stuck. Oh, he's stuck now. Like, obviously he's stuck, bro. You shoved him all the way in there.
Yeah, I'd be stuck in there too if he shoved me in there.
Exactly. That would have got me.
That's not fair.
That's the whole point of the test,
to
guys.
escape the plants than the plants are at holding them back. But the locust's final battle of the day has got to be one of my
I got this one.
favorites.
That thing is tiny.
Oh,
Nah,
yeah,
As
it's
we
got
saw
it.
earlier,
We're chilling.
and
You're
in
cooked,
some of
bro.
my other
Go on.
videos, the locusts always manage to escape
Go
or
on.
eat the fly traps.
doesn't look like it's
However,
trying.
That's because they had an advantage.
I think he's taking a
the
nap.
fly traps we used were always big, but none of them were as big or powerful as DCXL is
on.
today, with its biggest and strongest possible summer growth. He completely clamps down
Dang,
on the
dude, that's
locust
such a
and doesn't give it
big
even a
meal.
millimeter to get its powerful legs
Come on.
or jaws
Come on,
into
play
a
it.
better position.
like a double
It's literally
Chipotle
grabbed
chicken burrito.
perfectly by the fly trap, and for the
Oh,
first
God.
time on our channel, the
Yes!
locust
Wow.
has no
He's cooked.
chance against the
He's
fly
cooked.
traps.
Okay, now
However,
open
this
it
is
up.
probably the easiest bug any of these plants will face today, because
Easiest?
the moment
Oh,
our
yeah.
second bug came up,
Let's go.
that a-
things
a
started to
roach?
fall apart. We all know that cockroaches are
This is gross, by the way, that he's letting a cockroach crawl on his body. I'm just gonna say that out loud.
He has no problem touching the bugs today. He was gripping those bugs like they were just, it was just another day.
Yeah, that's nasty. That is so nasty.
basically invincible. Almost
I'm
nothing
Team Bug.
can kill them. But seeing as these plants are perfectly adapted
placed
to
it
catching
upside down,
bugs,
too.
a cockroach shouldn't be an
That's so
issue,
messed up.
right? Well, nothing can actually stick on to their wings.
Oh.
Wait, for real?
Oh wow.
Bro,
yeah,
what's
it's
it
just,
made out of?
it just
That's
got
so
out there
weird,
so
bro.
easy.
And it didn't
Yeah!
only happen to Patrick the dewy pine.
Oh, okay.
No chance.
Light work.
I didn't think it would be possible.
Oh my
but
God.
He's
the
not
King
getting
Sanju
stuck.
is even worse than Patrick.
Well, no way.
chance.
It's impossible. Sorry, guys. Move on.
No chance.
Stop messing with Patrick.
Yeah.
Move
Doesn't
on.
even get any slam on its back.
That's
That's how
incredible.
well adapted the roaches are to being slippery. Let's
go, cockroach.
It's like his personal
And
armor.
its ability to survive doesn't stop
Oh, gosh.
here. After
Guys, shove
7
him in there.
minutes, this
No,
guy
stick him
managed
in
to
there
turn
deeper.
himself around and
think he's
then
just
climb
shedding.
out of the pitcher. Backwards.
Oh,
And seeing as
what?
there was nothing going on out there, he jumped back in
No,
so that he
what?
could clean
Yeah, he's
his
chilling.
antenna.
He's chilling.
However,
Wait, the
I
other guy's still
didn't
in there.
know
I
think
that
so,
he
yeah.
knew how to,
The
how
other-
to escape.
no.
Yeah,
So when
the
I came back to
crickets
make
are, the locust is still in there.
Yeah, he's
No.
he's
Oh
still
my
getting
God.
digested.
He just
That's
like
kind of
slowly
crazy.
died.
That's crazy. I can't believe he didn't pull
Wait,
him out.
that is
Wow.
not fair though. The cockroach is probably using the behind of the locust to leverage himself back up.
Nah, he
That's
was
not
chilling.
fair.
He's chilling the whole time.
Dancing
Look-
on the
look at
grave of
thing.
his buddy.
It's because all of his limbs have like little spikes on them that he can just like. So
Oh
yeah,
no, dude.
He,
the cockroach is elite.
he probably could have got out anyway.
Yep.
sure he was awake,
Look, he's just
we
chilling
both
there,
got a
Alec.
fright.
Whoa!
He crawled out
No
with no
way.
problem.
At this point, I wasn't sure if even DCXL could hold this guy
Nope.
back. In
Doesn't
fact,
seem
I
like
gave
it.
him 3 chances, just like I gave the King Sundew.
What?
And as it turns out, the same thing that
Bruh.
made the roach so
is
slippery
so
and
cool.
difficult to hold onto back then is the same problem that
Wow.
DCXL has now.
Team Bug!
However, I think Darling has the best tactic to hold back something as
You know, like,
insane
that
as
thing
this
is cool.
growth.
Good fit.
Not only do cobra
I hate
lilies
this
have long
plant.
tubes like Sarah does, but they also have these windows in
Oh,
their
it's
heads.
in.
Oh,
you
These
idiot.
windows
You
make it
idiot.
super
You
bright
idiot.
inside of here, which confuses bugs by making them think the way out is up, just like almost any other insect.
you gotta eat
so
your way
even
out.
if the roach does manage to get up the tube, it would never know that the escape hole
Let's
is
go.
right below below it. Now, seeing as
you
only
dummy.
one plant was able to hold back the roach, I wasn't so sure how our competitors would do with a giant beetle.
All right, so what does this mean for the score, Jack? Am I winning?
I think overall, Team Bug is winning.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah, I think so too.
There's only one
And
plant could get us there.
Beetles are
Yeah.
also really strong, so I'm not feeling too great about this one.
Yes. Team Bug.
But we're gonna see.
I want to find a bug that could survive all 5 tests. That'd be pretty cool.
Strongest bug in today's event.
Whoa.
Hey,
But
yo.
as it turns out, things
That's
were
crazy.
much closer than I
boulder.
expected.
He's doing reps.
especially with DCXL.
Oh,
You see, even while the Locust has strong legs and jaws, and while the Roach has slippery wings, the Beetle has all 3 of these and one simple trick that doctors hate.
Bro, this
they are
plant
almost
sucks.
impossible to crush,
It's
which
not
is
even
why
close
its
to
battle
any
with
of 'em.
DCXL will be so
Oh, he made that look
interesting. However,
easy.
even though the Beetle can easily escape both sticky plants like the Roach could, it still has the
Not
same
sticky
issue
enough.
with Darling. Even if it manages to climb
See
up
ya.
the tube, it
gotta get
won't know
stickier.
that it needs to go down to escape.
No,
It
no, 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 no,
seems so
no, 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 no,
obvious.
no, 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 no.
just tapped it in.
And unlike the
Easy
Roach,
peasy.
the Beetle can't actually use its strong legs with Sarah here, as they're so much shorter than the Roaches were.
Nope.
Oh,
God.
plants are
go.
winning.
Let's
Mr.
go.
Beetle's opportunity to show
Don't like
off his
that.
It's the
strength
stupid
has
sticky
finally
plants that
arrived.
stink.
As he walks into the trap, he touches the trigger
do you guys
head
gonna think
and
gonna happen here?
surprisingly
He's fully in.
gets caught.
I think he's gonna
perfectly.
crawl
Now,
easily.
although he looks
Oh,
like
no,
he
wait.
was about to
He's so
immediately
strong.
No, no, it's
escape,
closing.
he stopped fighting
he's
against
good.
DCXL and chose to
Yes.
hide for a little bit.
Why would
But
you hide
as
inside
you
of a
know,
plate
that's
good.
crushing
a
you?
really bad idea.
He's chilling.
As long as
my God.
DCXL knows that there is
Yes.
something in his mouth, he will keep on squeezing tighter
Oh, it's getting
and
tighter.
tighter
Yep.
until he starts
this is
secreting
bad
his
for Team
digestive
Bug.
acids.
Adam.
And although getting crushed like the Locust
Nah, he's
isn't
good.
something Mr. Beetle needs to worry about, he could still get covered in acid if he doesn't act soon enough. And if you didn't know,
just resting.
that
He's gotta go
happens
quick.
when flytraps completely seal their traps, like
It's almost there.
DCXL is doing right now.
All right, he's
Yet,
getting out
my
there.
gosh.
Yep.
No, I
Yep.
think
Oh,
he's
he's
gonna
opening
knows
that
this,
mouth.
I think
Come
he's
on.
gonna
starts
spray with acid,
moving.
bro.
He manages to get his snout to
Yes!
the top of the trap to get a breath of fresh air, and this is when his
Come on.
battle to escape begins.
Forbidden
he doesn't
sleeping
have
bag.
anything to grab onto and pull himself
please.
free, but what he does have are incredibly strong legs that
Let's
will
see
work
it.
Eating that thing.
tirelessly to
Come on,
find
Open up
spray
that
him with
cheeseburger.
acid.
tiniest amounts
Come
of
on,
grip
you got
on
this all
this
day.
slippery trap. And with
Oh.
his own
Oh,
slippery
dang.
shell helping him
No
out, he manages
way.
to squeeze his front paws out
That's
of the trap.
probably
But
feels
he
so
now
good
has
escaping.
enough grip to pull himself
like
free.
being born
Watching
again.
bugs
Socks off.
escape from a predator like DCXL is
After
always
freedom.
incredible to see. But where does this put him on the leaderboard?
That plant just pooped out
He
a
had
beetle.
a few impressive
Gosh
catches
darn
today,
it, dude.
but remember, whoever held each bug for the longest amount of time won 5 points. Second longest won 4 points, all the way to 1 point for the shortest. And that's for
Stupid
each
sticky
bug.
plants.
Surprisingly, our
Sticky
worst
plants are
performance
trash, sorry.
today was actually Patrick with 6
Sorry,
points.
yeah, that's
That
embarrassing.
means that Darling
That
has
was
moved
terrible.
out of last place thanks to her tie with Sarah with 12 points today.
Yeah,
Let
dude,
me know
the
which
pitcher
team
plant
you
was
think will
elite.
win the series and get
That
that
was pretty incredible, guys. It seems like Team Bug took the dub there. If you guys want to see more bugs versus plants, let us know by leaving a like on today's video and clicking right here.